and effectively almost setting the dogs on us by getting them to bark at us. And I don't know if these dogs were going to bite me or not.
The whole Palestine march has been one of the biggest in British history, with 200,000 people attending. And we heard on that day, because we was doing our campaign, which we went to Golders Green, we went to the general public, and we thought we'd just stop there, was in front of the Israeli embassy, and we went there and had engagement with a few of the Palestinian protesters, and we came to know that a pro-Israeli rally was happening the next day. So what we did is we said, okay, look, we're not going to go and antagonize them or trying to provoke them, but we're going to have our little protest at where we are. And I think that's
counter-protest.
Counter-protest, that's what it is. And this is what happened. So, Hijab, what do you remember from that moment? Because what I remember is we was obviously shouting free Palestine, Allahu Akbar, and there was a group of people that we don't know that are just protesters coming, and I looked behind me. I don't know if you saw first, but I saw two individuals walking with I think they had that thing, the
skull cap.
Yeah, the Jewish people wear, yeah, and they had a flag. They had their flags on their dogs, the Israeli flag, yeah. Which, again, I've said it before, I have no problem with the Israeli flag being on a dog because I believe that's where it belongs. I'm being quite honest. Yeah, I didn't really have a problem with that. To be honest, some people thought that that's going to provoke us, like, it'll scare us. I was like, well, that's the best place it could be if you're doing my job for me. So they were walking and I was like, hold on a second, this is a bit bizarre, isn't it? Like, I was thinking to myself, like, it was not just...
The thing is, when they were tugging on the dogs, and the dogs were like, it's almost as if I'm thinking, are these guys trying to set the dogs?
But one of them was like a Japanese Akita. Yeah, like, you know what Japanese Akita? They're quite dangerous.
But I know that they were vicious dogs.
Yeah, they are vicious dogs. So I'm thinking they're walking, and I'm thinking, you have the audacity, bro. Like, come on. Like, and then I see right behind them, and wallahi, I saw a video of Joseph. He's a radical Zionist, by the way. He's an absolute radical Zionist who causes Islamists. I don't know what that means, by the way. Yeah, okay. He's someone who hasn't even condemned an attack that happened in 1946. Yeah.
I had a conversation with him some time ago, and I told him to condemn.
Yeah.
It's on the record.
And what is that you're condemning?
I told him to condemn the 1946 King David hotel bombing. 'Cause I thought it was, let's test this man's consistency because this is universally understood as a terrorist attack by the Urgun, right?
Who are they?
Who are a terrorist organization, okay, paramilitary group, Jewish paramilitary group before the establishment of the State of Israel, in 1946, and they killed 91 or 93 people in King David Hotel.
A bomb explosion.
No, they went in with guns. There was a whole kind of plan, and they killed civilians, right? So it was part of their plan, and including white British. We're talking, and not just Palestinians. Yes, Palestinians as well, but white British as well. So they saw that as justifiable because on the grounds of trying to retrieve the land and have their own separate Jewish state and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
So I asked him what he thinks of it, and all he was offering, with all due respect, is actually no due respect, no due respect to him at all. So is justifications. He was saying, well, they called the buildings. And the reason why I use that example is because it was a group.
Yeah.
So it's like for like, exactly the same kind of things that you see Al-Qaeda do. It was a group that was seen as a terrorist organization by the United States of America, by Britain, by the UN, etc. So once again, him using Hamas as a terrorist organization is frivolous if he doesn't want to use... So if he's being inconsistent, right, with the fact that even if they do call other people terrorist organizations, he wouldn't condemn them anyways.
Let's look at that footage.
Everyone get back. Aye. Please go back. Back to the area. Come on. Let's get back. They've been moving back. Why are you not moved up?
Well, it's very clear. I mean, can you imagine if ISIS carried out an attack and I was asked, let alone us, we went and confronted their very, I would say, sympathizers. Yeah?
Yeah.
So the thing is, our
Apologists.
apologists, exactly.
Yeah, I would say
now,
he's an apologist
exactly
for that.
So as far as we know, we can see the video footage as well, guys. Is that we're standing there and they're walking to us, and I'm thinking, wow, you have the audacity.
And walking towards us to see what it is.
Yeah.
And they're going forward with their dogs, tugging their dogs, like almost to set them, like get their dogs barking and stuff like that on us.
Yeah.
Do you know? Because people are. This is an international audience, right? In the UK, you're not allowed to carry knives. You're not allowed to carry guns.
Yeah.
It's different in obviously different countries.
Yes.
If you're watching this from America, you might find that very strange.
Yeah.
If you get caught with a knife or a gun, you can go to prison for a very long time.
Yeah.
The most dangerous legal weapon in the UK is a dog.
Yes.
That is the most dangerous legal weapon you can have.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, a dog is not meant to be a weapon, but you can weaponize a dog quite easily, and everyone knows that, right?
Yeah.
So when you're effectively setting your dog on a group of protesters that are protesting against something antithetical to what you believe in, that's as good as throwing rocks at me, or that's as good as anything. Yeah,
and I have every right to damn kill the dog.
Yeah,
and I, like you said, I have a right. Damn, I would
think about it.
I would strangle it if I can.
There's a way to fight a dog, and the truth of the matter is, if a dog came to us trying to bite us, lockjaw on your neck, on your arms, on your leg, not being funny, right? But I'm not gonna let this dog kill me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let a few dogs come on me.
Yeah.
You're setting dogs on me. Yeah. I'm not gonna be the person. I'm just saying that the reason why I said that out loud was very important.
Yeah.
I've given these guys a warning in front of everybody, so that if the dog does come and attack me, I've warned everyone. I've told them, look, you do your job, or I'm gonna have to defend myself.
But have you really done that? Did you go to the police officer and tell them that you was provoked?
Yes.
Let's find out.
Okay, right. So the protocol from here basically, I have taken the other element away from this area. They have gone. There's a police unit with them, and they've been taken away.
Okay, thank you.
You were all being held at the moment because obviously the two groups coming together. Yes. I believe there will be, because emotions are high. All right. So the main thing is trying to calm it all down now, and then I can disperse you away from the scene. Where do you want to go back to Kensington High?
Okay, we can
No, that's fine. What we're going to do in the next 10 to 15 minutes, we'll assess the situation, we'll come back and report. However, I'll tell you one thing. There was an error of judgment or some kind of failure of the police.
100%.
I will tell you when. And I'm not saying that they're doing a good job, and I'm with them, and I'm protecting them, and I want to help them, and you can see that. However, when those Zionists came in with their dogs, that was an act of provocation, and the fact that the dogs were themselves, able to attack.
But you didn't come into contact with, did you?
No, we didn't.
We were in close.
No, we're trying to keep. We're telling
I
people.
understand. So what we're saying now, and I'm making it very clear so everyone understands. If those dogs come close to us again, we will see it as an act of aggression, and we will kill those dogs and put them down in front of everybody.
Listen, do carefully now, right?
Because I see that as an act of aggression.
Anyone who had dogs are now left the area. Everyone who's involved in the altercation then, they were just not.
But do you understand?
Yes, I fully understand.
So, okay, it was very clear that you actually went to the police officer.
Yes.
He actually came to us, if you remember. Yeah, because after this happened, and there's a few things he mentions there. When you see it, he told us that, for example, you said to him that you was provoked. These companies, so you was not doing your job properly, or maybe it was a mishap, whatever it may be. And if you notice, the police officer said something strange. He says,
I have taken the other element away from this area. They have gone.
What were they talking about?
So this is exactly the point, because if you notice the Israeli section, right, we're not allowed to go into that place because obviously it could cause conflict.
Yeah.
So there had to be consistency on both sides, because with the counter demonstration, if they were allowed to come to our areas, okay, and we were not allowed to go to their areas, then there would be a disparity in the way that the rules are being applied.
Yeah.
So the fact that they came in with dogs, provoking a group of people, right, and with flags, and effectively almost setting the dogs on us by getting them to bark at us, and I don't know if these dogs were going to bite me or not.
Exactly. You know what I mean? You know what's interesting? Do you remember we all had to run? There was a commotion happening, and we run to the other side.
Yes.
And do you remember what the officer?
No, what it was is that they these guys, they were continually trying to come into the area.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why when the officer said we moved away that
other element.
The element. Do you remember when we went to the other side and we ran with them?
Yeah.
There was a Israeli march coming from the other side to block us in.
What we tried to actually do is we tried to get our people to go back into their area.
Yes.
In fact, there's footage for that.
Yeah,
We can take a look at the footage.
Yeah.
Guys, get back into your area.
Is that hijab? Is that pro-Israeli?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the flag there.
Yeah, it's fine.
So you saw there, brothers and sisters, that we was actually controlling that. And not only that, we had the Israeli protesters in front of us, the terrorist state protesters, the baby killer sympathizers in front of us. And then after these dogs came and Joseph...
What the hell are they celebrating anyway?
No, what they said, they're celebrating the killing of babies.
Children, yeah.
As simple as that. And then when the dog situation happened and Joseph came and ran away like a little coward, like a little dog, there was actually 3 dogs there. There was the 2 dogs and there was Joseph, yeah? And when he ran, if you remember on the right hand side, the police officers had to stop a group of Israeli protesters marching towards us. That is what the officer is talking about when he said the other element, we moved them away. Because they were trying to sandwich us in. If you remember. So you can see they were outright provoking us. Now, when the protest ended, brothers and sisters, if you remember, we was marching and we saw a commotion. We went there, we saw a group of our brothers and sisters who were protesting. And what did you say to them?
Go back into the space.
So all in all, brothers and sisters, what you see in that footage as well, and this little mini documentary that we did, is what happened on the day and how it went, yeah? Now, not only that, for example, it's very clear that, for example, Joseph, he's a radical Zionist, is one of those individuals that we saw at Golders Green, some of those individuals who clearly mocked the dead bodies of children by saying, is this Afghanistan? And walking past and saying they killed themselves. And not only that, this is such an embarrassment. And this is the world is globally seeing what these Zionists about, yeah? And what's happening is this label of anti-Semitism is being labeled.
When there is dissent expressed in the United States against policies of the Israeli government, people here are called anti-Semitic. What is your response to that as an Israeli Jew?
Well, it's a trick. We always use it. When from Europe somebody is criticizing Israel, then we bring up the Holocaust. When in this country people are criticizing Israel, then they are anti-Semitic.
Now, I know what they do because I used to ask them to do it. I mean, when I was in the Mossad and we had a guy that gave us problems in the U.S., and he was speaking out, and he was talking like Pete talked once and said, Israel is bombing Lebanon with cluster bombs. We say, hey, who's that guy? And of course the campaign starts, and before you know it, the guy's labeled. And he's an anti-Semite, because that's what we say he is.
And Joseph and his, he was going to make me cry. If you think about it, we as Jews, we don't know if we can be safe.
The UK doesn't feel like a safe place for Jews anymore.
What do you mean by safe? Do you mean we can be safe by, your country, your state bombing innocent people? And if we speak out against it, we become an anti-Semitic? So we don't buy that nonsense, yeah? We are not buying that nonsense, and nobody's going to buy it. The whole world can see the oppression that you guys are doing. And you saw how they twisted the story to make it seem as these two, and what did Joseph said?
A few Jewish boys who were trying to join the rally took a wrong turn.
We just took a wrong turn. Can you imagine if me and you, with dogs, went to the other side? What would have happened to us?
Finished.
Guys, that's it. I don't know. That's all I have to say. Is there anything else you would like to say,
No,
John?
that's all.
That's it, guys. And you saw that the real picture of what happened with cameras, with footage, us talking to police officers, and not only that, hijab. Exactly. Not only that, hijab using certain words. They're giving a reminder about death is when life begins for us, being twisted.
Guys, once again, disperse. Let the traffic flow now. Let the traffic flow. Do not provoke violence. This antagonizers. They're looking for any small petty victory to change public opinion. Public opinion has already changed. This is the most monumentous time in history where social media and the internet has effectively changed public opinion. If we do any small act here, it will be blown out of proportion, and they will use it to hate us and to scapegoat the entire situation and the cause. Our actions here have a huge implication. Don't get excited. If you're excited, go to the gym. Honestly, go to the gym. You're not helping anyone. Or get married. We'll get the marriage documentary out, brother, yeah? See what I mean? Alright, guys, it's been a pleasure. Remember now, the fight is online. That is where the fight is. Keep active online. Don't get excited and then just let it simmer. No, let's continue the pressure on these organizations and on these people. We are winning. Do not spoil it with any bad behavior.
So when the protest ended, we saw a group of youngsters going and carrying on, and we said, look, it's time to disperse, guys. Inshallah, it's and you saw that for yourself, inshallah. We're not there because we know people like radical Zionists like this scumbag will look for any excuse. And you know what's very interesting? He watches our video that we did, our campaign in Gold is Green, and he talks about everything except what those two individuals said.
They killed themselves.
How are you doing? Sorry? This is Afghanistan. The brutality in Afghanistan.
You're a filthy, blooded creature. You're not worth the dirt on my shoes.
And he doesn't even. He at this point he hasn't even condemned
He
the
has-
children being killed.
Thank you very much. And let's end the end of that note. Somebody not condemning the killing of innocent children dying is as good as the one walking by and saying they killed themselves. This Joseph, and that's why he doesn't have the face to come to the park, you know, because he I will see it to his face, shame on you. And that's what I did. I could see the fear in his eyes that day. Yeah, you can see it on the camera. Yeah, he was like a little coward. Yeah, he had to run away. These Islamists, call us whatever you like. Yeah, okay, no problem. What it is, did you watch that and you are too concerned about us going to Gold Screen and using our freedom of speech to have a dialogue with the Zionists or the Jewish community at large? We don't know all Jews are like you. We know not all of them are not like you, but we saw a few that were like you, and they make us sick. Yeah? Okay, right. You academic eunuch. Brothers and sisters, hope you enjoyed this video. Inshallah, share this far and wide so people can see what really happened on those days when these so-called Zionist radicals took a wrong left turn. You know, we made them take a right turn.